Oh, we're live. All right. So this is just a teaser to let you know I'm going to be putting out a video a little bit later on the modes, um, using the bamboo as a physical visual aid, if you will. I'm here at my friend's uh, place, her Shangri-La, uh, in Florida, somewhere in Florida, and it's a retirement community, right? And they start accepting applications at 55 years of age, which I am. I'm not living here. This is my friend Chris's, and that's the garden we're working on. Hopefully, I'm not sure what you. Well, I can't see anything, but I'm pretty sure you can at least see uh, the garden. We've been working on it. And so I get the studio up and running. I've been doing some tests. I think I got all the bugs worked out of the system, and I'll be making some studio made videos soon, very soon. This is so this is just a test. This is short. I'll let you all know how I'm doing. To the Mark Pyres family, to the Wagers World family, to all my online friends and family, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. It's nice to be down here in sunny Florida. Even on an overcast day, it's still wonderful and nice. It rained a little bit, helped me with the watering, and I'm living a day at a time, moment at a time. And I'm happy to be here in Florida where I'm not freezing, even after I've been inside for couple hours. I'm still shivering. My God, oh my God, holy fuck, I couldn't get warm. So just even to be able to thaw out for a couple of weeks now, over a month, I've been here. I've been able to thaw out, and so I was talking with my friend Chris, who's also a subscriber and a member and all of that, and who's been very supportive. She's my benefactor. I think you would supporter, benefactor, spiritual walk partner. I think. And we've been doing stuff together, going to meetings, support groups, helping each other. And the first most important thing we're doing with her is planting. Getting her little garden space, her little Shangri-La up and running. And we've been, talking about projects to work on together. She's my spiritual walking partner. People have a walking partner. Well, she's my spiritual walk partner. Um, so, uh, she like everyone else has been trying to learn and pick up the technical aspects of the Schumann resonances, and it's difficult. And I try and explain to her, tell her, like everyone else, if you don't get it, it's not your fault. It's overly technical. It's highly technical. For what they are, they're simple enough in theory, but to explain them relative to all the bad information that's out there and to give you a good explanation, it's really difficult. Even if you learned it from the beginning properly from a blank slate, it's difficult enough because it's a different channel, one of the many geoelectric channels that the planet has. Exchanges of energy, electromagnetic, electrogravitic energy from the solar system at large, from the moon's influence, just from the planet itself, the many layers of geographical magnetism and electrical capacitance the planet has in the atmosphere, and there's many channels. And even if you kind of narrow it down and you keep it as simple as possible, it's like it's still, even the bigger concepts can be a lot to grasp of itself, and then of the natural phenomena, and then on top of it, you throw in the graphing protocol from Tomsk. It's, the thing that I've been calling the spectrogram. I recognize it as a spectrogram. It's not quite a spectrogram. These things are all individual based on the dependencies that are fed into it. And it's this, what I've been calling the spectrogram, Tom's calls the sonogram, which is a little different in intensity, well, a little different in scope and what it's measuring and all of that kind of stuff. So I try and explain that to her. And again, once again, Tomsk is a teaching school. It's a teaching university. And they're there to teach you how to read the graphs, how to actually make them, how they're made. They're to be used as an example of how the process works, and not as if it's gospel or the revealed word of the universe or something, or the revealed word of the earth as the, supreme intelligent being manifested. I want to keep it simple, but it's not simple. I keep it simple for the people as much as I can, but it's not simple. It's taken me 40 years to kind of wrap my head how to read it, and there's still a lot of specific information that comes with the Earth's magnetic grid stuff, learning about that, that still makes for a day-to-day learning. I know how to read the graphs, but every day it's a new kind of new experience. And then you add on top of it, well, how does this make me feel? Or a lot of people are looking for the I felt something validation or verification. You don't need it. I explain to people you can have your feelings and not need them validated, not need them vindicated. You can feel what you feel and not have to have it standardized among multiple people, because I would hold and maintain to you that your ascension, if this is what it is, your spiritual growth and your evolution is an individual thing. The species may not be evolving, but that doesn't stop you from your duty and responsibilities to evolve, especially if you're on the higher order of believing that there's some type of spiritual evolution inherent in the rising frequencies of the Schumann resonances, and you got to kind of study the graphs to explain it, you're even more on the hook for reading these things properly and understanding the process properly, right? So for the people who are interested in it, you got some interested in it just to learn it as a academic subject, right? You get some fun leeway that you can have. You can have some fun with it. If you don't get it perfectly, if you don't get it nailed down, then it's fine. You get some leeway. However, if you're of the spiritual sort and you're on this quest looking for the spirituality inherent in the rising frequencies that you're scrying, S-C-R-Y-I-N-G, scrying from the graph readings, right? You're trying to get a mechanical scrying. You're trying to get some validation or verification to your agenda that, frequencies are rising, look at the spikes, right? And as a result of that, whatever, but you get to show, you're showing the spikes, but not giving all the data, not giving the other 3/4 of the data, then you get a big problem, right? You get a huge problem. If you want to talk about a spiritual something and your message itself is rotten at its core because you're leaving out 3/4 of the data because among other reasons, let's just give the benefit of the doubt, you're leaving out because you don't know how to read it, right? Not for some nefarious other reason, right? Let's just stick with, like our own high morality in this, higher morality, and say, well, you just don't know how to read it. That's why you're not including the graphs in your prognosis of the Schumann with the rising frequencies taking us to 5D. Blase A, Blase B, Blase C, and Blase D. If you want to do what you're doing because it's your belief and you don't want to be questioned in your belief, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not questioning anyone's belief. I don't want my belief prodded and poked and questioned, and right. So I don't trod on yours or tread on yours. I try not to, right? And my place coming into this of explaining, the modes through bamboo as a visual aid is coming because I want you to understand this technically. If you base some belief on it from that, that's on you, right? That's on you. But I'm not coming into this with that perspective. I've said this from almost day one. I'm coming into this from the perspective of being a field tech for audio, video, computer networking. I built computers, put them together. I used to back 20 years ago. I built them. Now, whatever. There's no expansion cards, whatever. It's different now, but I still know, I'm still there. I'm still in this stuff. I still know how it works. I still follow up on this stuff. I know. And I haven't I haven't become a complete and total Luddite, or Philistine or whatever. Caveman. I haven't gone complete caveman just because they don't build computers to be built anymore. So I don't know. I'm enjoying the time here. I'm enjoying my time in sunny Florida. You have to, the spiritual pathway doesn't let you take a shortcut and then expect you're going to be just a win on that. You can find a shortcut in some things, right? The shorter path, the easier, softer way, right? Just say that is a thing. That is a very real thing. It's a very lively, alive, living thing. That easier, softer pathway. The shortcut at your own damnation. You're going to have to pay for that shortcut somewhere, somehow, right? And you can't be of the sort to believe that you're giving a technical report on your belief based on what the graph shows, and you're not giving all of the data. There's something inherently screwball about that. That you can have a belief, and that's fine. No one's questioning it. I'm certainly not questioning it. Other people will, and they can, whatever, that's not up for me, right? But relative to presenting the information of the graph, once you have posted it online somewhere, you're now giving a technical report. This isn't they talk about the ascension update using the Schumann resonance sonogram from Tomsk. I will tell you this, in my prayers and meditations, I am warned against shortcutting the information and shortchanging it and leaving things out and spreading ignorance, because I am is it too lazy? Or too, I'm not going to say lazy, too ill-equipped to deal with the technicalities that come with reading the graph. Just because it's a sonogram, it's a sonogram, it's a spectrogram, it's a technical report that just because it uses colors doesn't mean it's an intuitive read on it, right? That spectrogram is one of the most confusing, one of the most confounding visual aids to the Schumann resonances that one can find for a number of reasons. And the most significant reason that comes to my mind is that y'all haven't been trained on what the sonogram, what a spectrogram is, what it does, and how it receives its information, right? And even a junior auxiliary adjunct associate technician who's tasked with hooking up wires either figures out the wires and connectors and how things fit relatively quickly, or you're out of job. And that's the kind of job that, you're hooking things, wires up to plugs, and if you force a plug to try and fit, you ruined something, and that's your job, right? You may not get charged for the broken thing, but you're not going to be working there much longer, right? Hook up the wrong cables, switch them, something gets fed back and it doesn't go out the way it's supposed to, and you have feedback instead of a clear signal that goes to its destination. Where's the feedback? Where's the echo coming from? Where's the microphone, right? I had that same problem with the OBS on I know how the software works, but I had to go into the settings. It took me a good, 4 hours, 5 hours plus to figure out what was wrong with the new microphone. I had to hook up another microphone, right? It wasn't the microphone. There was a setting. It was the input. Where is it? Which one of them? You got 18 different tabs to select, to go through, right? There's the general setting, the streaming setting, the audio setting, the advanced setting. That's turned everything off, disconnected everything, unplugged it, turned that off, hit that switch off, that one off, that one off. Where's the echo coming from, right? This is your work as a junior technician, and this is the fee that you pay. This is the cost that you pay to learn how to read those graphs properly. And the people that come into this, not having had the wonderful, joyful experience of trying to find that echo or the loose ground that's giving a hum in the system. If you've ever tried, if you've had a amplifier system, some sound system that's hooked up, and you plug it in and it's got a hum, low frequency hum, somewhere around 50 hertz, maybe 60 hertz, but it's at the point that you can start to feel it and it's vibrating. You're like, where is that buzz, that hum coming from? And you've got to chase down an electrical fault ground issue. I'm going to humbly just say this and leave it. My personal view on this. If you have never had the pleasure of having to chase down one of those echoes in this system, right? The reverb, the unintentional reverb, the echo, and or chasing down an electrical hum, a buzz, some crackle coming from the system. If you've never had to do one of those, then you do not have any technical standing, in my humble view, to be able to read what you're seeing on the Schumann resonance graphs, right? The spectrogram is not a detector of spiritual energy, spiritual or etheric or high frequency energy in any way, shape, or form. The Schumann resonance is of the arena of an electrical hum in the system. If you've ever been to some event some club, any place, public, where they have a public address system, and they've started it up, and there was a hum, which they had to figure out. Coming at, again, once again, maybe 50, maybe 60 hertz. If you've never had the pleasure of having to hunt down one of those, then you don't have the wherewithal it takes to be able to tell anyone, yourself included, what you're looking at in the Schumann resonance spectrogram. My humble opinion, but as far as I'm concerned, that's all that it boils down to. People want to jump on the ship and have no idea what they're looking at, but give you some type of a technical explanation using these bullshit ascension-based jargon, gobbledygook, jargony words, right? Techno-babble jargon words, ascension-based energy, incoming gamma, blah, 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 right? No, I'm, like I said, I'm just gonna leave it with that prerequisite and just be done with the subject matter. If you are someone who has not had the pleasure of chasing down in a hum in the system somewhere, then you do not have the wherewithal that it takes to read the Schumann resonance graphs, the spectrogram, nor any of the others. And certainly, if you're trying to give an explanation of what it is, and you only present the spectrogram, that in itself indicates, that in itself, ipso facto, of itself, prima facie, right? It speaks for itself, that you do not know what you're looking at. You presented it, so you presented in such a way, you don't know what you're looking at, and you have not stepped off of that with your explanation, right? If you don't know the difference of an electrical hum, you have no business giving an explanation of the technical aspects of the Schumann resonances. And leave that spectrogram alone. It's not yours. You didn't pay for it. You didn't work on it. It's not yours to be taking and mangling the reading of. I humbly submit to you. Thank you for your consideration. Do what you want. Do whatever you want, right? But there's standards, right? And, you know, we're free to do what we want, right? But eventually you've got to give an accounting for what you did with your time and your free will. Right? So use it wisely, that's all. So on that cheery note, where are we at? Oh, 12, we're almost at 13 minutes, perfect. All right, so on that cheery note, once again, it's all free will, do what you want, right? I'm not talking about anyone's belief. I'm only looking at this as a technician, right? That's what I do, that's what I've done, right? We can discuss the spiritual aspect of it, but relative to the Schumann resonances and the graphs, I'm a tech, and that's what we talk about here. This is Tech Talk. Thank you. So, on that cheery note, the other video will be out soon, or maybe I'll put these together in the studio and do a 1-2. I don't know. Either or. Those will be out soon. So, on that cheery note, thank you very much. I'm Master. Bye.